Hey guys, Bushcraft 412 here. We're going to do a product review. And this is kind of just a cheap, everyday survival product. We're going to test it out and we're going to bring it to the extreme and see if this product really works. Now, this is what we're going to be testing here are these Coghlan's Stormproof matches. And as you can see here, these come in a little plastic container. And they say Coghlan's, windproof, waterproof, stormproof matches. And there's 25 of these bad boys in here. And you can see there's also a little piece of cotton at the bottom to use as tinder. And it has a striker on the top and on the bottom. Now, on the back of this sucker, which gave me the idea, says that matches must be struck on striker surface. If surface becomes wet, wipe dry before use. So I'm thinking, geez, obviously if they put that on there, they consider that if this were to get wet, that these matches inside will still be good and that the striker will still work. So I'm going to test this out in an absolute extreme manner. So what we're going to do is we have not broken the seal on this yet. As you can see, that little seal, this little plastic thing on here is not broken yet. We're going to submerge this in water, let it sit for a couple of seconds to simulate maybe falling into a river or a stream or breaking through the ice when you're fishing or something like that for just a couple of seconds. And then we're going to do as it says, wipe off the striker and see if we can get these matches to light. And then when we're complete with that, we are going to close the bottle back up, submerge it in water again, and see if this will remain watertight after this seal has been removed. So we're testing it out twofold because you know what? If you open these things up and reseal it and they're no longer waterproof after that, they're worthless as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to test these things out and see just how true these are to its word. And this is a budget item. This is something you're going to find in stores like Walmart or like a Dick's Sporting Goods or Sports Authority or Gander Mountain or Cabela's. You're going to find these in like the camping section. They're going to be $5, $6, $7, $8, depending on where you are and where you get them. And this is something a lot of people have and keep in their kits and their car kits and survival kits and all kinds of different kits. So let's test these out, put it right on video and see if they go. I mean, after all, these are NATO approved. So we'll get this out of the way. And guys, I have a fire extinguisher right here. If something goes wrong, I do have a fire extinguisher. If you're a young guy watching this videos, I know a lot of my audience is very young. Don't play with matches. You will wet the bed. I guarantee it to you. Don't mess around with this stuff and have it fall on me and my conscience that you burned down your house. I have fire extinguishers here. I've got water right here. Don't be stupid, guys. So with that warning said, let's give this a try. So as you can see, no sleight of the hand. We have not changed this out. We are going to, and I'm sure this floats, which it does, as you can see, but we are going to completely submerge it under the water for a couple of seconds. I think that's good. That would be about a good amount of time if you were to fall into like a small stream. And according to the thing, we're going to wipe it off with just a paper towel. As they said, both strikers, as you can see, it took quite a bit off, so we'll see if that's actually still going to work. We're going to dry the container off the best we can because, we're going to assume our life is in danger and we need to get a fire going to stop hypothermia. So we've dried this off. We're going to pull this off. And judging by how tight this is, I got wet hands too. I would say that the seal held. And let's see if the strikers will light when they're wet. And we're going to use, and the shame is that these strikers are not inside the cap. Oh yeah, that worked great. So it broke. So we're going to, and it does work. So that did work. So now what we're going to do, even though I did break it, that's my fault, just trying to do it on camera here. We are going to submerge this back into the water with it reeled like this. It's nice and tight. Cap is on. We're going to submerge this back. Ooh, this got a horrible smell to them too. We're going to submerge this back in, let it sit for a couple seconds, and try this again. You can see it's completely underwater in there. So you simulate, okay, you fell off a crossing for a river or a stream, you're trudging your way out, your backpack's soaking wet, everything's soaking wet, yada yada yada. Okay, let's get out. I'm going to dry this off again as per the directions. You can see we're taking off even more of the striker plate. I have a feeling if these were to get really wet, these would be pretty much useless. So just because look at that, I mean, it's almost completely come off just wiping it, but we'll see, you know, in a survival situation, will these still work? They feel very dry. They feel dry to the hand, so we're gonna try this again. Try not to screw this one up, break it. Yeah, it's pretty much gone. So we're going to use the bottom of this one. We're going to dump all these out. And since we haven't used this one yet, as you can see, it's just taking it off. I don't think we're gonna have a fire here. So let's try and dry this off a little better and see. I'm sure these will start other ways. I'm sure you could probably start them with other materials, maybe like your knife or a flint or whatever, but just trying to take a little bit of the wax off the tip there. No, we are not going to. Let's try a different match. Maybe this is just a bum match. So let's try a different match. No, we are not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So we'll try 1/3 match just to see, but in reality these aren't gonna start. So there you go. Survival product. Completely worthless. That's why you always test your gear, you always test your products. Never leave things up to chance, guys.